Hello everyone. As I said in the previous class about the stress distribution vertically and rectangular loads and all those things, now we'll be studying about Newmark's influence chart of an irregular area. As we all know, this Newmark influence chart for an irregular area, vertical stresses at any point, whatever the point which we are taking into consideration, the influence diagram will be changing. Is depending upon the Newmark's. That Newmark's is a scientist name. It is 1942. He started it in 1942. As this is a chart, that means the number of circles and the radiant lines are taken into consideration, so that the influence of any particular area shape or any two concentric circles and two radiant lines is taken into consideration, and center of all the circles is also, that is each unit of this vertical stresses at any center of the diagram uniformly circular area radius can also be divided into 20 sectors. As you can see in the picture, the preparation is done for the Newmark. It is can be taken into 20 sectors here. So if Q is nothing but the intensity, whatever the intensity which is taking for an depth of an center of area, so that the circle which is on pressure equally is taken. The vertical stresses uniformly distributed for this is also becoming an influence factor. That means influence factor here for selecting all these Newmark's influence. And for drawing these all circles, the radius is also taken into consideration for each radius is, that is 1.35 centimeters for each. That means how many we are dividing? 20 we are dividing. For each 20 the area is selected to be calculated because of the pressure. That pressure is also taken into consideration. And the next one is two concentric circles which will be taking into consideration for extending 20 radiant lines between the space between the two circles again. So based upon that, you will be getting the vertical pressure which is taken into center of the intensity. So all this vertical pressure similarly you will be taking for the R2, and you are calculating for the all the circles, like 10th circle. As we are dividing it 20 circles, you are calculating for 10 circles. It's for all the circles you will be calculating. Next we will be seeing the compaction. As we all know, the compaction, whatever the compaction which is taken being into because of the highway, embankment, earth dams and many other engineering construction which will be taking into consideration, being compacted to increase the unit weight. Well, that means whatever this compaction is done, it is done for the unit weight of the compaction. As whenever we do this compaction, the dense weight of a soil will be reduced and the air voids will be removed. No reduction of water content. Whatever the water content is present in a particular soil, it will be removed out, and this process is confined for the consolidation also for the water which is squeezing out. And compaction of soil which will be giving the strength characteristics, when it increases the strength characteristics, and it is also increasing the bearing capacity of any construction. And due to this, there will be the huge settlement of the stability of any compaction also here. Whatever the purpose which we are considering the thing, the first one is shear strength. That means there will be some more increasing in the shear strength. As this shear strength increases, there will be definitely a bearing capacity, slope stability and even pavement system strength also. Next one is reducing the permeability. As this permeability reduces, there won't be any shrinkage, and the potential liquefaction is also being reduced. Because of reducing this permeability, water absorption is also being decreased, so that they will be getting more strength. Next is reducing the compressibility. As we all know, reducing the compressibility is nothing but there will be a smaller settlement in this. That because of that reducing the compressibility, the load will be increased more. And other one is control and swelling and shrinkage. Wherever the shrinking and swelling are done, because of the shrinking and swelling of a particular soil sample, there won't be any destruction of pore. The settlement of the soil will be equally distributed, and reducing of liquefaction potential. Because of this liquefaction potential, there will be no distraction of collapsing of the of a particular structure or a load or a foundation at any time. Because of that, there will be removal of some pores which is between, because of doing this compaction. Next is the definition of compaction. As we all know, this definition of compaction, this is and densifying the soil. That means the soil will be removed out mechanical energy simply and compacted. Because of that process, there will be some particles together, resulting the reducing the air voids. As we all know, the principle of compaction, the compaction of principle which will be reducing the voids, whatever the voids which are there, it will be reduced, and it also decreases the soil volume of solids, and it does not give reduce the volume of soils. Whatever you can see in the diagram, the volume of soils will not be reduced, but it will be reduced to the reduction in the voids only, but not the this thing. So we'll be continuing in the next session. Thank